Love. Bless.
Late night in my room, I get that text from you. I pull up quick, I zoom. It's been too damn long, girl. Ain't got things to do. Got all these thoughts of you just running through my head.
This is Wholesome Podcast, Wholesome B Mitch, aka Podcast Poppy.
Don't say nothing after that.
Podcast man, myth,
No.
podcast legend.
Nah, he wild.
It's real.
It's not.
It's real.
It's not.
We got Lil Trey today.
Bitch, that nigga.
Lil Trey got the short man syndrome going on, so I don't know if he's mad at me because I'm a legend. Then we got the R&B artist Loveless in the building.
What's good, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Good,
Absolutely.
man. Good. But before we start, check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, IG and shit. Like, comment, share, all that shit. Man, it's funny. Show your friends all the good shit.
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
So today what I want to know is, so we've all heard of like, it's a saying that's like, the right person, wrong time, right? Do y'all believe in that? Like, what are y'all thoughts on that? Right person, wrong time, or right relationship, wrong person? Like, what are y'all thoughts on that? Y'all believe in them things?
Right person, wrong time. Yes. Right relationship, wrong person. I guess I've never really thought of that.
I ain't never heard that one.
That's new.
So that one is where it's like, okay, this relationship was going great, is going well. However, this person doesn't really fit what I really actually want. So like example would be maybe you settled for this person because whatever reason, you had a kid with them or whatever, and they're not maybe as motivated as you wanted them to be, or they're not as active as you wanted them to be, or something like that. But everything else, they don't do anything wrong technically. It's not like they're cheating. It's like it's a smooth relationship, but they just get on your nerves. Like you can't stand who they are as a person.
Then yes, absolutely.
I would never put myself in that situation.
Happens every day.
I know it happened, not for me. But yeah, yeah, right person, wrong time. That shit happen all the time. I'll be kicking and be like, damn, if she ain't have all these fucking kids. Before the kids, I know she was turned.
That's the only time you've had it where it's like right person, wrong time because somebody had too many kids?
No. I'm just throwing out examples.
Oh, give a real example.
I mean, that's one real example.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, in multiple, we in different places, maybe at one point we both were too young, I probably wasn't ready, we wasn't mature enough and shit. Okay, you a great person, but maybe I was just in the wrong place in my life, type shit. So shit like that, it's natural, it's a normal thing.
It is. I don't want to call it normal. I don't know if it should be normal. I don't think we should normalize it.
It shouldn't be normal, but it is. I mean, clear. Every nigga, everybody done went through it. You went through it. You feel me?
I mean, I kind of gotta agree with that. Like, it shouldn't be normal, but it most definitely is a lot more common that we would like to go ahead and profess.
It should be a changed thing. Like, it should be changed.
How can you change it though? Because you can't determine when somebody comes into your life and where you're gonna be at and where they're gonna be at. Like, there's no way to determine that.
Yeah, I mean, feel me? I mean, at the end of the day, that should have worked for us. I'm thinking, if, feel me, when you younger, because when you younger, you probably think shit, nigga finna get all the hoes, whatever. Okay, I'm fucking with this one, she gonna be there forever, whatever.
Go ahead, let the cough out.
Don't hold it.
You sorry about that.
You holding the cough out, pass out.
Yeah, your
Sorry
face
about
turning
that.
red and shit.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but it feel me, if I told my younger self or shit, I would tell my cousin or some shit, feel me, if y'all got, feel me, good people rocking with you at your young age, try to hold that down and build with them or some fuck shit like that. It's supposed to, being how young niggas is, we gonna try to fuck with all the hoes, ain't take someone serious, whatever, shit like that. If you wanna build something with a person type shit.
I think it's important to live your life.
Yeah.
So living your life means having all the hoes, whatever. I think it's important to have that aspect of your life, just because you gotta have that. It helps you grow. You can't just hop right in and be like, oh no, even though this person is great, this person I want to build with, I'm gonna stop my whole life and just build with them. You can't just stop your life.
No, you gotta keep moving. You absolutely have to keep moving. I don't know. I feel like you'll be able or you should be able to pick up on the time. You should be able to pick up on the time and the effort that's being put into an interaction and a relationship with this person, and then decipher based on your own morals and values, is it worth my time? Is this person worth my time? Or is this just something I'm gonna fuck around with for a week or two? You know? Is this just a fling? Or do I feel a real connection here? And you should be able to be adult in and of yourself to go ahead and decipher those feelings. And that's where your emotional intelligence lies, you know? You should be able to figure that out in your own time, I would say.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be your own time, but how do you, like, you brought up a good point, like, that's where your own emotional intelligence is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody grows at different paces for their own emotional intelligence. So, I mean...
Yes, very true.
You might not realize that you need to do these things until it's too late. I mean, that's the only caveat with that. It's like, it takes a very mature person to be able to recognize and be like, okay, let me figure out what this is and where this needs to go or where I want it to go. I mean, you gotta be mature. I don't know. I mean, it took me a long time to be that mature for myself. I don't know.
No, and I mean, you really got to these days, because I mean, like, people don't realize, like, you know, shit, time more valuable than money. I don't know if you knew that. But you can get money back. You can't get time back.
You can't be wasting people's time. You can't be wasting your own time.
That's what I'm saying. You can't get that back, bro. And since you ain't promised tomorrow, man, like, you gotta make sure those interactions count, man. Like, you get, like, if it's a real connection, like, you know, when it came to her,
who?
I won't drop no names.
No,
but,
we ain't saying like.
I'm not saying the name. I mean,
like my ex-fiancee, you know. When it came down to shit with her, it was like, you know, like, I knew, like, from jump, like, okay, this is different, this feels different, and it was something that I was able to decipher myself. Now, not to say it was some, you know, fairy tale, romantic, notebook bullshit. There wasn't nothing like that, because it was absolutely terrifying.
Right.
You know, it was something like, you know, it's not how they profess it to be in the books and all the movies and shit like that. You know, it's, when I felt it, it was like, okay, I'm in love with this person. I just met them. That's not a sentence that I can put together.
Right.
Logically speaking, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
How long did it take when you found out you was in love with her?
The moment I met her.
You said that first
When I looked at her. And that was, like I said, it's an absolutely terrifying feeling. Because it's like, okay, I have no idea who the hell this person is. I don't know what the fuck she on. And she could be the most terrible person in the world, but I know that I really want to hold her hand and take her out to dinner. Like, that's what I want to do right now.
That's a crazy feeling.
To go ahead and have someone have that much control over you instantaneously before the word hi, there's nothing like that in the world. That is absolute fear, man.
Yeah, that's real scary.
That's absolute fear. So, I mean, the interactions, you should be able to pick up, you know, almost immediately if there's a vibe, if there's a good enough connection, at least strong enough to go ahead and pursue something forward. Like, okay, I like you enough to go ahead and want to call you later.
Right.
I like you enough to go ahead and actually hit the line. I give you the correct number. For all the females out there, she gave me the correct number type shit, and she liked me enough to hit me back.
Wait, that takes it back to y'all remember when you had to like go get somebody's number? That's old school. Like,
yeah. That's real shit though. You know?
But no, that's really like you walk through the mall, you gotta go, I'm gonna go get her number, you gotta walk past catch up.
Yeah, fast.
You gotta walk past to catch up.
Yeah, bro.
But no, that's a wild feeling though. Like
it's scary, bro. It's
very
scary.
If that's the way you feel, do you need stuff to like reinforce your feelings after that? Like, do you need anything to reinforce what you're feeling? Like, you gotta ask questions like, how do you move forward out of that?
What do you mean move forward out of it?
Like you see this person, you know this is this person that you love or you want to love, and what happened? Like, how do you move forward?
Like you said, like, you don't know if she a horrible person or not, but I love her and shit. But so what are you fucking with her? And she like maybe was, but what was her personality? Like, did it reinforce how you felt at first sight?
I'm about to blow everybody's mind in the room right now. She moved in the day we met.
Hold on, wait. How do I turn the mic off? I don't know if I gotta rewind the song. What?
She moved in the day we met. I cannot lie. I cannot make it up. It is
the very first day.
The first day.
I've seen this happen before.
First day, and it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying.
That's gotta be terrifying.
Because like, think about it. You have logic and emotion, which don't match up. That's oil and water right there.
Facts.
Logic and emotion don't work together. So logically, I'm thinking, yo, L, what the fuck you doing? What are you doing? This don't make sense. What you doing? But my heart's like, no, it's right.
You asked her, or she asked you, or how did it happen? Or she came over and never left?
It just worked. Like, we both was feeling the exact same way. And that was even scarier to me too, because it was like, it's scary enough that I feel this way. It's weird enough that you feel the same way. So like, there's some weird shit happening, but I mean, let's keep it going.
Let's just go with it.
Let's just go with it. You know, like, I don't want to ask questions. If I'm happy, I want to be happy.
Right.
I want to keep my happiness.
It do seem like a dope feeling to have, like, just...
Yeah, it was, and that was the beautiful part about it. It was like, you know, like, I know that this logically doesn't make sense, but I love that I feel this way. And to be honest, I don't give a fuck what nobody else thinks about that. Like, I'm happy.
Well,
and that was one of those points, you know, like, it was good at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it happen, but it usually has happened though with the dude moving in with a girl.
Yeah, fast.
Like I've seen a lot of dudes where they be like, you know, they meet a girl that day, they moving in by the night.
Nah, she moved in with me. She moved in with me at the time. But I mean, it wasn't even on some shit like, you know, she needed a spot or some shit like that. Like, it was just the natural connection. Like, it was just like off jump. Like, I looked at her and I was like, so you need to know something. I'm in love with you. I know that sounds scary because it don't make sense to me. Right. But I'm too old to the point where I'm not trying to waste time or play games. It's just not me no more. Right. So I'm gonna come at you straight, correct, you know, up front from jump. And I'm gonna leave it there, you know?
Just leave it and see what happens.
It remind me of the Pamela Anderson shit and Tommy Lee shit, because I'm watching this shit on Hulu.
What happened with that?
I mean, he ran down on her in the club and shit. She went to Mexico for some business shit, acting shit. He went down there and married her in Mexico. Like, they just met one time and he, shit, like, just first quarter right away. Then they got straight back from Mexico, moved in together.
It's weird, man. I'm definitely not saying it's normal. And I mean, like, you know, here I am, like, it didn't work out. But it was something to where I can say that I had never felt something at that point in my life strong enough to go ahead and institute the idea of marriage, or wanting to like be with somebody strongly enough to go ahead and want to have kids. Like, this was on purpose. Like, we're not doing this by accident. Like, I want to have my children with you. I want to have this life with you. I want to do the house with the picket fence and the 2.5 kids, if that's what you want. If you're feeling that, like, I want to do that with you because, like, that's how I feel towards you. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And that connection was like, it's next level. Yeah.
Is the 0.5 a midget or a dog?
2.5 kids.
Yes.
Which one?
Yes.
Okay, for sure.
So Trey, you think that a woman can have that impact on you?
I don't know till it happens. Like, I mean, no, because they say that love shit a crazy thing, so.
It is, man. It's
honestly, though, I mean, it been women I done strongly liked before, but, I mean, they say love supposed to be magical. I just never felt that magic yet. Like, how about for you?
So I'm saying, would you be what?
I would be open for the feeling of it. We probably wouldn't move in right away, but I'm open to get that feeling of having it.
No doubt. Oh, yeah, of course I'm open. I would never move in. I'm not moving in.
Yeah.
But that's just my own personal belief.
Yeah, like, I know people do this shit all the time, but I've seen it. Like,
because I might not like you in a week.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, absolutely.
I might not like you.
Like I said, I knew it wasn't the smart thing. I just thought it felt real good at the time. So I was like, you know what? Let's keep it going. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't necessarily knock it, because I also, as I'm getting older, I also starting to believe in the idea of, if this is the person that you feel like you should be with, why waste time? What are you waiting for?
And look, also, like, it been in different cultures and shit, like with the arranged marriages and shit. They don't know each other, marry each other, and they be together forever. Like, it damn near the same shit almost.
Yeah, I mean,
you
like,
build the bond as you're going.
Yeah, I mean, in this, you know, I was lucky enough to go ahead and just have that connection instantly, and like lucky enough as well in the same token to have it be reciprocated. Yeah. Because I mean, going up to some chick you just met, whatever, and being like, yo, by the way, feeling you to the point of telling you that I'm in love with you.
Yeah, wait.
Hope that don't make you want to vomit your drink.
What, that was your first line? Like, what exactly did you say when you first walked up to her?
That could go so left.
Man, I remember supposedly I had met her before. I didn't remember.
Drunk shit.
I didn't remember. But she knew me because of like some previous music that I had done beforehand. But when I got the chance to speak to her, you know, like message her out finally, I was like, because like we was both like on a little dating app thing, we was swiping and shit, you know, and we matched up, and I was like, who are you and how do I talk to you? Because I have never, like, what, how?
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, and I hit her up, and I was, you know, straightforward with her, and on my profiles, I was being straight up. I'm like, look, I know why you're here. You know why you're here. Let's skip the formalities and just get straight to the point. And that's kind of how my thing was. And she saw that, and she was like, you know, like, oh, like, you know, I think you're real cute too, but like, you know, just based off of your, you know, your thing and how you present yourself, I don't know if I want to entertain that. And I was like, I wrote a book, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I wrote a book. I was like, wait. Like, that's just how I've been because of some shit that happened to me. I'm sorry. Like, this is just what I'm expecting. This, that, and the other thing.
You was
like,
doing too much with the whole 5-paragraph essay.
Yeah, and I was just like, but just let me talk to you real quick, just for a little bit. She's like, okay, cool. And so we was chatting it up, and then like the next day, we ended up chilling at my house for coffee. Like we sat there, we had coffee, and we talked to each other, we got to know each other a bit more. And she was like, nobody's ever asked me to just like come inside and have coffee before. I'm like, well, I mean, like, why not? Like, first off, you know, I told you how I felt about you. Like, I would like to sit down and have coffee with you, like, because I think this is weird, you know? And we did, and it just worked out really well. Like, the connection was there, the chemistry was instant, and it all just worked. And it was one of those things that was like, it felt like a movie. It felt like a damn movie. And I was like, okay, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be.
Right.
But I know that whatever I'm feeling, whatever this is right now, feels good. It doesn't feel negative. It doesn't feel detrimental to my life or my lifestyle in any way, shape, or form right now.
You just gotta roll with it. But so, do you think so that you could ever have that feeling again?
It's that's hard to say.
Because, I mean, I don't know. I would say I don't know.
I never felt it, but like, damn, to go through that feeling or whatever, but now you said ex-fiance, you ain't been married yet, and it's your ex-fiance, so things
clearly didn't work out.
Yeah,
right.
But so like going through a thing not working out like that or whatever, and then
I mean, well, yeah, you got your PTSD, whatever, but eventually you get over the trauma of it, and it's still like, do you think they didn't even present that will present itself, that type of feeling?
Like maybe at that point the stars just align that well. Like, can that shit happen more than once?
I mean, that's hard to say because, like, you know, like I've loved women before, but like I've never been in love to the point of like, okay, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Like that's different.
Yeah,
that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm willing to pull up with your bullshit for the rest of my life. I'm ready to put up with that forever. Like, that's different. So I mean, to go ahead and say that I could find that again, like, I'm not going to say that it's not impossible. Nothing's impossible.
But it's, you know, you don't think it's super likely.
I don't know if something that intense, that passionate, that fiery is a viable thing to expect twice in your lifetime. I don't know if it is or not, you know, and I could be dead ass wrong.
It could be.
I could be dead ass wrong.
I mean, you weren't expecting that the first time.
Because I was not. No, I was not expecting it. And that may be one of those things where it's like, okay, it just could fall on your lap one day. You never know. You could be walking on the street and then boom.
And it just hit.
It just hits.
This kind of a sidebar, but this is popping in my head. Like, so y'all ever been to a wedding and, you know, like, people be like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. You know, this wedding is so amazing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What like, when y'all go to weddings, what do y'all thoughts be?
Trying to get drunk. All that liquor after the damn wedding, a little after party. That's my thoughts.
I mean, for me, like, I guess it depends on if I know the people or not. Like, I mainly try to people watch at weddings.
Me too.
I like people watching at weddings. I like listening. I like staying quiet and listening at weddings.
Yeah.
You learn so much about people and their relationships that they don't want you to know at weddings.
I didn't know that part, but
I mean, I feel like that. I feel like that myself from what I've experienced, because I mean, like, you know, the liquor starts getting into the system, you know, people having fun, this, that, and the other thing, you know, people get to talking like, oh, did you hear about Jenny? Like, I heard she was fucking around with Brad, or this, that, and the other thing.
Oh, you
like,
do hear that type of gossip for sure.
You know, people start gossiping, people start saying
I ain't been
shit.
to weddings since a kid, so I don't even know.
Oh, you haven't been at this?
Nah.
Okay. I mean, this is my perspective when I be at a wedding. They be like, you know, you see these people, they be looking mad in love, like what you explaining.
Yeah.
Because Mike, like what you explaining, and I just be like, I don't think I could love somebody that much. Like to marry them, where it's like you said, everything, the rest of my life, I'm deciding to spend this with you, no matter what. And when you see people getting married, you see like they mean this. Like,
Yeah.
Like they mean this. Like this is real. Like this is as real as it gets.
Fact, even though I'm like, damn, I just seen her fucking out 2 years ago.
It don't matter. It'd be different when they're in that wedding and you see them looking at each other. And I just be like,
And then you can tell from the look they mean that shit.
yeah. And they be like, I don't know.
Now, question for you: has that at any point given you a sense of envy?
Yeah, a little bit. Cause I mean, I would like to get to that point, and it's just like I don't know if I could.
Okay.
Because I would absolutely. Who wouldn't want to be like this person is my
person.
world?
Yeah,
this
they're my
Like,
person.
like that feeling you got when you first did whatever seen your girl, like that's you made it sound dope, so who wouldn't want that shit?
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's just the fact like, damn, that shit ain't never happened for me.
And it was one of those things like I wasn't looking for it. Like I was out there straight, just like I was looking to get some, you know. I was out there trying to get mine real quick.
Yeah.
And then here she came, and then here I come with like stumbling over word vomit and shit. And that's not really like me. So like I knew like, okay, this is a little different, you know. Try to talk to her, and then you know things progress. You know, next thing I know, I got 2 fucking cats running around my apartment when I had no cats running around my apartment.
It's Catman.
So I mean, you know, it was what it was, but like it burned bright. It was extremely passionate. It was like we were the couple that all my friends around me thought like, oh, they about to make it. Like it's gonna be both of them.
Right,
like
right.
they're gonna be the ones to make it.
Right.
Like
It was
we sent
that
out
sometime.
like the wedding invites and everything. So like when everything like didn't happen, that changes you. That will change you.
I'm sure.
That will change you as a person. It changes your perspective. It changes the thickness of the walls that you build around you.
Right. I would assume so.
Yeah.
Just because I mean, if I was ever on the path to getting married and then I don't, I mean, for me and my personality, I just would get married. Just to be like, okay, well, it didn't happen then, didn't work out.
Yeah, I probably
So
been
the streets
traumatized.
for me.
Yeah.
I probably been traumatized for life. Cause nigga been traumatized for less. What did nigga Boosie say? Shit, I got my heart broke at 14 or 15. That nigga ain't been the same since.
I don't think I would necessarily be traumatized, but I think from my personality and who I am, naturally not the type of person where it's like, oh, my mind is set on marriage.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
I'm naturally gonna just kick it and do whatever. So it's like I made up my mind to do this. It was an adjustment for that. I'm just gonna go back to what's natural for me.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be
Yeah.
like it wouldn't be like this. It would be a traumatic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
experience.
Still, at the end of the day, it's still a trauma.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's the loss of it, especially for something that deep. It changes you in the way that you don't know if you ever want it again.
right.
You don't know if you're ever going to be open to yourself again in terms of like letting yourself be open to that idea from other people anymore. Like you close yourself off quite a bit. Like, you know, when it happened, you know, it's a dark.
It's a
dark time. You have really dark thoughts.
Yes.
You have really dark thoughts, you know, and it was a dark time for me. But, you know, I was lucky enough to have people there in my circle, and still, you know, even though my circle was her circle,
It's different though.
you know, I had a few people that were still there for me, and, you know, they had my back, and like those are the people that I work with now. So, you know, like props out to them.
No doubt.
For always being
It's
there.
always important that that's in being with someone or not being with someone, just in general, like when you're going through shit, it's always good to have a good circle. Like,
That's what I'm
people you
saying,
can count
man.
on in anything. That's always important.
Yeah, and especially like if you have like a really traumatic experience or something like that, and I mean like, you know, I'm sure there's people in here that's like, hey bro, like bro got his heart broken, like big deal, like, you know, It's whatever.
Like,
but
for
like,
me, we this is relationships and dating, so people really gonna feel you because it's some real shit.
Yeah, I'm positive.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna think shit like that.
I really do, hope that for anybody that does listen, like when you hear this, the one thing that I would say in terms of advice, do not stop fighting. Do not ever stop fighting. Like if you want it, if you got it, do not lose it. Like fight for that shit. Don't ever get comfortable. They say I don't even know how many songs, man.
They say that.
Don't get too comfortable.
Don't get
too comfortable. Because if you stop the chase, men are dogs. I'm a dog. If you don't pet me, someone else will pet me. Flat out.
That's a bar.
If you do not pet me, someone else will pet me. And I will go find someone else to pet me. Do not stop the chase. If I'm going to keep chasing you, keep chasing me.
Wow.
If I'm going to work for you, you work for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a partnership. It is
a partnership.
This is us working together.
It takes
two to tango type shit.
That's so right. That is very correct. I think people they lose that concept where it's like it takes two. Both people have to be able to compromise. Both people have to be able to collaborate.
And if you're not willing to compromise or collaborate, then you don't need to be in the relationship, bro.
Facts.
Flat out. Go do your thing, bro. Do your thing elsewhere type shit.
So kind of flipping the topic a little bit. So we all over 30, right? Or y'all almost over 30.
Yeah, we the same age. Yeah.
So I seen something that said a single man over 30 is a red flag. What's y'all thoughts on that?
I think that's some bullshit.
I mean, no, because shit, I run into a lot of women who be single too.
But we ain't talking about the women right now.
I'm just saying.
Don't try to deflect it back on them. Single man over 30, they said that's a red flag.
No, it's not. My bad for not finding the right one.
A single man over 30, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't think that's like, I truthfully don't see that being a big deal because, like, why is that not to say that a single woman over 30 is a red flag? You know what I'm saying?
It might be, but this is specifically just talking about the men. And that's what men do every time we try to, somebody will talk about what men is doing, they will bring up what women is doing.
I don't think it's not an issue because we live in a different time. Like,
that's fair.
Niggas out here chasing their careers and shit, so for me, finding one that might not be their first priority. If it fall in my lap, if it's just the stars align, okay, cool. But maybe I'm thinking about how I'm trying to be a millionaire for my family and shit like that, and then worry about that shit later. So maybe I'm single by choice, not because I ain't got no other options.
So does that make it less of a red flag?
Nah, it's not a red flag. Niggas career driven. That should be like go.
Career driven can be red flag sometimes.
You want a bro, nigga?
I mean, I can see the only reason why I can see what he's saying in that is that like she was very career driven, as well. She had her job, she did her thing, I was very supportive of her. But I can't lie and say that her career did not pull her away from me.
Right.
And to that degree I did not like it.
Right.
To that degree it was not beneficial for me. But to say that, if you're gonna knock somebody for being career driven, I don't think that that's necessarily fair. Especially if that's just who they are as a person.
Yeah, it's
because like I didn't, as much as I wanted to knock her, I couldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like how am I gonna knock you for getting your bread?
See, you can, but you can't. You can if it was something that changed within the relationship. So
it became detrimental to the relationship. Yeah.
Then it's okay. What do you value more,
the money or me?
Yeah. I mean that's a real thing. So I mean you can knock it somewhat because that's a real thing. Just like with Trey saying, okay, he want to get to a perfect relationship. Well, okay, still, what do you value more? Do you value possible relationship or do you value that? It's still the same thing.
No, I get that.
But it's just in my situation, like you feel me, a dude saying that, it's just like shit. I want to get the money so you could be comfortable for the rest of your life.
That's your value. So you value the money more than you value the relationships.
No,
that's true.
I don't agree with it.
You just said that you gotta get $1 million for you get a relationship. That means you value money more than a relationship.
Most relationships end because of money issues.
So you value money more than a relationship.
No, I don't think you're valuing it more.
So what? Tell me, you just said it in several different ways.
No, that don't mean I think money and a relationship go hand in hand, cause it's just like you don't want it, like being broken, like you
You
won't
can
be
be
happy,
broke and be in a relationship.
but you won't be happy, and that
That's
shit
not
gonna
necessarily
end.
true.
I think 9 times out
I
of 10,
don't think that
that
have been
shit,
broke their entire lives and been married the entire time.
but
It does come down to what do you value more. That because I mean they will affect your relationship for sure.
Absolutely, it will. I mean,
that's the biggest reason for divorces.
But even if you're a millionaire, you still it doesn't. The way it affects your relationship is going to affect your relationship whether you have millions or you have zero. It's going to affect the relationship.
I will disagree.
How many millionaires you know that have remained married for years?
I'm not a millionaire. I don't know none personally.
In the public image, how many do you know?
Oh shit!
A lot of them get divorced.
Ice Cube still with his. Snoop still with his. I don't know who else married or got wives. I don't know who got divorced, but I know they are still with theirs.
You're entitled to value whatever you want to value. So I'm not saying one way is the right way.
Yeah,
or
no
wrong
facts.
way,
But I think I can't say like I would value it more than a relationship.
but that's what you're saying though.
I don't think I am.
the idea of money in the relationship. I mean, I think I don't know the exact spectrum or the statistics on it, but I would say that the biggest reason why relationships fail is a lapse in communication. Y'all don't talk. Why? If you're going to bed crying at night and you're not telling me, how am I supposed to know that? Why are you not telling me that? Why are you going to bed crying at night not letting me know? If you need me there, why have you not said anything? Why are you just letting shit die out like this?
That's tough. Wow.
You expect me to know things, but you're not communicating with me.
Yeah. Wow.
That's not how this works. If you stop communicating with your partner, it's gonna go south.
It's gonna end.
It's gonna end.
Yeah, communication
You
is very
cannot
important.
stop. It is in my opinion, communication along with trust is the most important pillars and aspects of the relationship. You gotta be able to talk. You gotta be able to talk about everything and anything. You gotta be able to have the tough talks.
You have to have the toughest of toughest talks.
And I mean, if you can't do that, you're not ready. And that's cool.
And that's completely
That's
fine.
cool. But you gotta understand that you're not ready. And you gotta be okay with it.
You can't be in denial.
No, you cannot be in denial.
Yeah, you can't be in denial.
Because if you're lying to yourself, you're gonna be lying to everybody else around you.
Yeah, you gotta be able to look in the mirror and be honest and be able to express that.
Like, do I want this or do I not want this? You know, and I feel that if you love someone enough, if you care about somebody enough and give a shit about them enough, you will communicate. You will let them know when something's wrong, when something's bothering you, and you'll come forward about it.
Well, some people don't know how to communicate though, or they forget how to communicate with this person, and it's just not an effective. They communicate in a way that's not effective.
Don't let their emotions run rampant and communicate the wrong way.
See, and at that point, then there needs to be, essentially like a come to Jesus meeting. Like, okay, when maybe we need to let this issue simmer for a bit. You heated, I'm heated.
Yeah.
I need to step back before I say some shit that I don't want to say, and you vice versa.
I definitely agree with that.
Maybe I need to step back, and that's something that I needed to learn.
Yeah.
I got heated too,
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And maybe at that point, then we can come back and say like, okay, whoever is the best at communicating within the relationship, they need to be leading the conversation and let them know like, hey, you did this, you did X, Y, and Z. It made me feel like this. And I'm letting you know this because I give a shit about you.
Right, you care.
I care and I want to keep this going. If I didn't give a shit, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Right.
But I'm letting you know what it is because I want to keep this moving forward.
Right.
But sometimes people feel attacked. Some people aren't always accountable to their actions as well, so they might just think you just on their head because you just tripping, you feel some type of way.
See, in that point, like that defensive nature, you gotta ask, like, why are you so defensive? And especially why are you so defensive with me?
Yeah, there's no reason to be. I'm not trying to harm you.
I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to come down on your head at any means. I'm just trying to figure out like what happened, what went down, what was the reason? What was the reason why this thing happened? What was the reason you stopped communicating with me? Why do you feel like you can't talk to me?
Wow. Yeah.
Why do I gotta find out from your friends where you at?
Right.
Why aren't you telling me yourself?
I think that's a big one.
I'm just asking you to keep it real with me. That's all.
Just keep it a buck.
Just keep it a buck.
So now I want to go. So I just looked it up. So I went on Forbes, got a list from 2018, top 5 reasons why people got divorced or whatever. So men top 5 was 39% said they grew apart, too many arguments, unfaithfulness, lack of respect, different interests. Women got divorced because number 1 reason they grew apart, too many arguments, lack of respect, unfaithfulness, or domestic violence.
This 2018, Forbes, they probably talking white people some shit like that ain't true. I see you hit a bunch of different lists and you chose this one.
Yeah, because they had different. So one of them was top 5 reasons people get marriages failed after 5 years. So after 5 years was a different type of list. So undisclosed debt was number 1 for after 5 years.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Money issues.
The tough talks. Can you have the talk? Can you have the tough talks? Can you talk about money?
Number 2 was believing that the marriage would cure all. Number 3 was not speaking up. So exactly what you just said. In-laws, religious differences.
But number 1, undisclosed debt, which is money problems. So I was right.
That's still more so a communication problem.
I would say, yeah, like that money thing is hand in hand with communication. That okay.
I mean, it is an issue with our both, but how often do y'all talk about money issues with a person you're dealing with?
If it's somebody I'm dealing with, I'm talking about it with them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but how many people do that for real? I don't know if everybody do that.
I don't know anybody that doesn't do that.
I feel like if you're going to be in a committed relationship that has any sense of progression or hope for some, you have to do that. You have to talk about that.
Like even before that, like those are discussions that happen. Like that's basic to me. Like example, if you're seriously dating somebody and say your money get messed up and this person wants to go do something. No, I can't do it. I'm fucked up right now. I can't really move around like that. I can't go do this. I can't go do that. Whatever. That's communicating, hey, I don't have the finances to do this.
And it's in those moments that you may see somebody's true colors.
Absolutely.
Because that person would be like, oh, well, all right, then I'm going to just go with my friends. Like, oh, okay. Like, y'all have fun, like, whatever. Or that person might be like, oh, don't worry, babe, I got you.
Right.
Like, I got us for right now. You down bad right now? Don't worry about it. I got us for a minute.
So I think that's a very elementary conversation where if it's somebody that you're dealing with on a regular basis, it's like, I mean, they can kind of get a feel for what's going on with your finances because you're communicating that, when you got it, don't got it, when they got it, don't got it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a common thing.
If it's number 1, but like for me,
no, well, this is after 5 years as well, though, too. So I mean, there's a 5-year span where people aren't getting this. There's not money issues for the first 5 years.
Because
there's something popping up like, oh, you still got this debt, and now that we're married, somebody's paid this debt, and you didn't tell me about it.
Yeah. This debt was from 10 years ago because you ain't talk about it.
Yeah. So that's to me that's communication completely.
Yeah.
Why you ain't telling me?
Yeah, why did we not talk about this? Why didn't you feel enough for me or my character to go ahead and tell me like, yo, this is what I got going on? Did you not trust me enough to go ahead and take care of us or take care of you? Or like what was it? What was it? Yeah. That goes into, at least in my personal opinion, that would go into, again, communicating with me. Why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you telling me this? Because now that you fucked up, now you fucking both of us up. Yeah, because you didn't want to say something.
It go hand in hand, but feel me, if people having money issues, of course it's communication issues, but it's still the money issue. But it go hand in hand.
Do you want another list?
No, I mean
this one might help your argument. You can find one that's gonna help you.
It did it. The number 1 was undisclosed debt, like money issues. We got what I needed.
Sure.
I see right here, this says, sex becomes almost non-existent. And the first list that we had looked at also stated you grew apart.
Hand in hand.
Earlier in the conversation I said, don't stop the chase.
Yeah.
Don't stop the chase.
Absolutely.
You gotta spice the life up.
Yeah.
All the same thing.
I mean, if you tired of hitting the doggy style and he hitting the doggy style and you've been doing the same doggy style for the last fucking 10 years or some shit like that, throw on some different lingerie. Put on a weird ass mask. Wear a stupid costume. I don't know. Try something different. Yeah. Do something to keep it interesting.
Yeah, spit in her mouth.
Try some weird shit. Get weird. If you're gonna be with this person, you can get weird with the person. Right. But keep it interesting. Keep the chase. Do something to go ahead and make sure that even if you can't, if you don't have that spark, I think there's a problem. You need to do everything you can to keep the spark. Hold on to it. Find it again if you need to. but keep fanning the flame, bro. Like, you got to. You cannot just go ahead and say, like, all right, I'm in, we good, we chilling. Like, no, bro, you gotta keep fighting. Because if not, like, somebody else gonna come and make you look like a fool. You know? And that's for men and women.
No, that's a fact.
You know?
That's a fact. No, this tons of facts and opinions. The one thing that we can all agree is a super fact is the fact that black men don't cheat. This has been the Wholesome Podcast. We appreciate you lovers for coming through today.
Hey, yo, thank y'all for having me. It's been a blast, y'all.